everybody, here we go. Welcome to How to Shred episode 1. We're doing the 1980s hair metal solo from Heck because it's not extreme enough for the really bad plays. So we're just like one notch underneath. Alright, we're gonna take it lick by lick, just straight through, not gonna get super heavy into the technical aspects of how to play this stuff. Maybe a little bit of theory, that's probably it though. But yeah, let's just hop into it. Okay, before we start, 6th string, tuned to E flat. And if you want to play it note for note, you're going to need 24 frets and a whammy bar. That'll get it done. Okay, so let's just take it lick by lick. So, this first part, we're going to have something kind of like this. It's over a C major to F major type of progression to start. So, the 1 to the 4. If we're in the key of C. So, we're going to start off with this kind of like power chord add 9 shape, real slow. So, utilizing the 3-note power chord shape. Root 5th, then the root on top, sliding up to the 9th. And I'm talking intervals here, not fret numbers. I will specify frets, but if I say numbers, we're talking intervals. So ending on an E note, that's going to lead us into an E7, kind of using like some secondary dominant theory. Using this E7 as a 5 to get to A minor in this next part. So we end on the E note, and we got a big bend. Huge, like a step and a half. And then this little flurry, just kind of in A minor. Sliding down to the 5th fret on the G string, which brings us to another F major chord. After this, we have a Motivic development section coming up. Very sophisticated. We're going to take an idea and we're going to develop it, basically, is what we're doing here. So, we're going to use this little chromatic line. Just walking our way up. And then we're going to move it down. Again. And the last one. So all together, through the Motivic development, we have but this next part we're actually going to play over F minor major 7, which we could think of as like some modal interchange, like a 4 minor type of situation, but we're going to just play like an A harmonic minor thing over it. Don't worry about it, it's not important. If it sounds good, just go with it. We're going to have very harmonic minor sounding. We're going to start on the major 7th of A, which is G sharp. Major 7 to root, flat 3, 5th, major 7, slide up to root, flat 3, 5, and then we're going to stretch to the flat 6 on the B string. And then we're going to go to the root. Down to major 7, flat 6, 5, flat 3, and back to 1, the root A. And that's where we land and the chord switches to an A minor. So that's how that's going to work. All right, next part. Another little flurry type of deal. The first appearance of the whammy bar. So just messing around in C or slash A minor. You could think about it either way. Since we're playing over an A minor chord, I guess it makes sense to think A minor. So when we land back on the 9th fret on the G string, diving the bar, returning it to neutral, and then we have So this part utilizing the whammy bar, and I'm using the apex when the bar returns to neutral, kind of like I'm striking another note. That's how I'm thinking about it rhythmically. So it's kind of like right at the top right there. Yeah. So then we have more motivic development. We're gonna have okay, this last part, just chromatic up to A and then bring that up an octave. Ending on the 10th fret of the G string. So using those common phrases here. So after this, we're sliding from above, kind of like arbitrarily. Just for effect, and then we have this. So half step bend, B string, 12th fret. And then a big bend on 15 of the B string. Next part is kind of like the shred part, because this is how to shred. Does this solo shred? Debatable. Very, very debatable. But this is the fastest it's gonna get. So we have some of this here and at the end. And a little bit in the middle part. Somewhere in here. Okay, A minor 7. That's the whole line. So broken down slow, A minor 7. Then think A minor pentatonic. It's this pattern. Shift it down a position. Descending A minor triad. Descending G suspended 4th triad. Back to the first pattern. Slide it up a position. And then we're shifting way up here, 24th fret. And then we slide it back. Kind of like a blues scale, we're excluding one note. So just listen carefully. So we have that. So from there, back up. Skipping the blue note on the lower octave to make sure we land in the right spot for the resolution, right on 1, right on the downbeat. So it becomes more of a happy resolution on the C major chord. Now, we are going here back to kind of mimicking the first part of the solo where we had. So yeah, mimicking that thing we started with, kind of like a C power chord with the octave. And then sliding. That kind of thing, kind of like a suspended sound. Big bend on 19th fret, I think, 15, 17, yeah, 19 of the G string. Then we have this arpeggio sequence. We're gonna go. So, what's that, you might ask? A minor 7 to start. Nothing fancy, just A minor 7. Then we slide down A minor triad. back up, landing on the flat 7 right there. Back up. So that whole little A minor triad. Then we slide back into this position. 8th fret, high E string. So it's like F major 13 kind of is what I'm thinking. So that is another big bend 7th fret G string. So that whole section thus far so really rolling the finger on that that 8th fret of that just do the best you can. If you get a little bleed, who cares? We ain't robots. So this last resolution type of thing, I think I stole it from like the Braveheart soundtrack because it kind of sounds like that. Sounds familiar, but it's A minor, man. So this is probably my favorite pattern slash sound in the whole thing. It's kind of like A Dorian blended with blues stuff. So we have this A minor, A Dorian with some blues, major third, minor third type of deal. So really using that minor to major third at the end, kind of like a country blues sort of thing, kind of. That's what those guys like to do. They do it a lot better than I could ever do it. But I tried, and that's what we got. And then we just descend down a blues scale. A minor blues, man. And then we have the most 80s quote possibly of all time coming up. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I figured if I'm going to make this an 80s solo, also debatable if it is one, I had to put in the most 80s song of all time, just a little bit. So that's why I did that. Right there. Last section, A minor, 7. God, I just need this last part. Come on, dude. Come on now. We go up A minor 7. Skipping the flat 7, just going straight to the root. Then we have this. I think I totally ripped this off like a Wes Hauk thing. He did it way cooler, but I kind of like made it like a light version. He has like the pro version. This is the light version. So it's this little blues, kind of minor blues-ish sort of thing. We have so instead of that minor to major third, we have more of like a 9 or a second to a flat 3. I'm sorry, guys. We're just going to be out of tune for this. These strings are getting a little rough on me. Last part for real this time. We're going to have... So, ascend, up a major 7, minor 7th, A minor 7. Then we're using that same pattern we used before, pentatonic. Then we're ascending diatonically up the scale pretty much. We're going... and then walk it back up. Bend up a half step. Back. Oop, goof that up. But dump the bar at the very end. So, and there you have it. That's the whole thing. Okay, I hope that helps. Again, this isn't supposed to be like a super specific, like show you how to do everything exactly the way I did it type of thing, but I showed you all the lines. It's really meant to just kind of like throw some ideas out if people are looking for some new stuff. I know I always am, so hopefully that helps if you're trying to like kind of break out of some of your boxes that you're used to. But if people are interested, I am open again for Zoom lessons if you want like the inner workings of some of this stuff, like how the chords work in the progression, how the intervals kind of play with the chords and are related to them, and stuff like that. So yeah, I am available for that. I'm working on a tab archive also, so I'm gonna have all these available eventually. So stay tuned for that. I guess just a little backstory on the solo before I close this one out. I saw a thing, it popped up from 2 years ago, a couple days ago, like one of those memory things or whatever. And it was me playing this solo. So the story behind that is my roommate at the time, one of them, I forget how it happened. If she asked, or I was like, hey, want to try writing something? She might have asked. I think she was like, can I help you write something? Like, totally. So she gave me like a bunch of random letters. I said, give me random letters A to G and give me some random numbers, and I'll use those as time signatures. And this is what we got out of it. And it kind of turned into like, I thought kind of like an 80s type of thing, sort of. This is the Redux version also. I forgot to mention that. So the drums are different. Redid the rhythm guitars. And obviously I redid the solo and all that, but it's note for note exactly the same as before. So yeah, shout out to her for that. But I was wearing the shred bracelet, so I thought I should do it today. Also, there it is. Kind of hard to see with the lighting. Shred. So we made those, and I thought it would be nice to pay homage to when I originally did this and wear it again. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to the first how to shred. Not that I'm like amazing at shred stuff, but this is what I got. This is what we're working with, guys. So that's what I have to offer. That's what I got on the table right now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep wearing this for all of these installments of the How to Shreds. I think I covered everything I need to. Again, sorry if you were hoping for an exact how to do every single move. This is really just like an idea generator and to show you kind of like how I'm thinking about some of this stuff. Okay, so if somehow anyone has actually made it to the end of this, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. So thanks again. We're going to keep these rolling. And until next time, we are out of here. This is going to be such a pain to edit.